what happens. If you press spacebar third time, the remedies come back. So it's these, hang on a minute. Let me just put my highlighter on. Cool. So yeah, it's these icons here that do the same things as when you press spacebar. So you can hide or show remedies, hide or show authors, and this one is hide or show tags like cross references and synonyms. Okay, so those are synonyms there. If I press on the tags, they go away. If I click on the tags again, they come back. So those are very useful, especially if you search for like a, medical or clinical term or a modern term. It will find you an empty rubric and point you to the correct rubric with remedies in it. Okay, so it is quite useful sometimes to hide the remedies from view, because we're all built with a kind of bias, and sometimes we have an idea of what the remedy might be for the patient, and then we only pick those rubrics that have our chosen remedy in, and we, skew the case towards our bias. So it's quite helpful to remove the remedies at times, and it exposes the structure of the repertory so that you can learn it properly. See here in absent-minded, it's quite easy to then see the layout of the sub-rubrics, to remind yourself that it always starts with the time modalities before going alphabetical, etc. And yeah, especially if you use cross-references, it's very helpful to remove the remedies. You see, absent-minded has 389 remedies. If you remove the remedies from view, you can quickly see what the cross-references are. And then if you hold down Control or Command on a Mac and click on cross references, a tick appears, and then when you drag and drop, they come in with the main rubric, all automatically assigned to group letter A. And that's a very useful, fast technique for combining cross references as you go. Okay. Right, Monique, learned loads last week. Thank you. You're welcome. I'd appreciate a bit more of a slow walkthrough on the advanced search to understand what it can do. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's just get things back to how they were and right click and clear the clipboard. So just remember that right click is generally a very helpful thing in RadarOpus. If I click here, I'm going to open the free search, which is my preference. Remember, any preference you can change with the little cogwheel icon. So you can set that the toolbar opens the free search, like I've done here, or the advanced search. Now, if I click up here, it will open the advanced search. See? If I change that back, I'm going to go back to the free search. Okay. So let's just close the preferences down for now. And if you want to change between the two, you can click these icons here. Quickly change between them. So the advanced search is really like a guided search. One of the times that I will use it is when I want to compare two remedies, but you can use it in any context, really. So let's say I want to search for multiple words like occiput, and I just put the asterisk there so I don't have to type the full word. And it's a stitching pain, and it's in the morning. You just press enter after each word with the asterisk. And then if you're searching in a repertory, so you click A to Z, you say search in repertories. And that's fine. It will get you what you need. Okay. But if you want to search in Materia Medica, you need to click here. You see where that becomes highlighted. And then you specify a word wrap. So for 3 words, I usually do 7. So this has to find occiput, stitching, and morning within 7 words of each other. Then A to Z and search in the references. Ah, okay. And I'll reopen. But that's how it should work. My computer's having some issues at the moment, so apologies for that. Let me go back in. Okay, and we'll just carry on. Sorry, Laura, about subtitles. I don't know. I guess there's an AI plugin that you can get for Zoom that does automatic subtitles, but I'm not using that. I can look into it for next time. We could see how to make that work for you. But let's go back here. Okay, let's redo that. So stitching, occiput, morning, and then click here within 7 words. Now, if I just specify grooving, there we go. So it was fine with that. And then you can find, specific results that might not be in the repertory yet. And you can obviously see the exact Materia Medica quotes when you do that. So it is kind of easier to set this word proximity if you're going to look in Materia Medica in the advanced search. So if I clear the search, you click on the rubber or eraser. Then another thing you can do is search for a remedy, say like Verum muriaticum. Press enter when you see the remedy and enter again so that it's ticked. And then you can search in a repertory and find all of its rubrics quite simply. If you click on this little icon, you can specify further details. So if I remove plain type from the search, I'm going to find the more confirmed symptoms of Verum muriaticum, which is useful because it probably does not have a great Materia Medica comparison. Yeah. And you can see like all of the author references here, which is a very like nice, refined part of RadarOpus. Okay. You can also, if you put back in plain type here, you can do rubrics containing less than or equal to. This is pretty much generally what I will use, always this one. And if you do one remedy, you're going to find the single remedy rubrics. There we go. So you find the strange, rare, and peculiar singular symptoms, or you can, of course, do any number. Say, rubrics less than 10 remedies. So you're still finding the small rubrics, but you're, making it less singular. Okay. And some strange symptoms here, like pain whole length of the colon. Who knew that about Verum muriaticum? I had no idea. Okay. You can compare two remedies too. So let's say I want to compare Ferrum Phos, type the abbreviation with the full stop if you know it, press enter twice. Now we've got two remedies. And here I click on, so you see it turns into a button when I hover the mouse, click there, click on this. What I usually do actually is make sure I'm just searching in one repertory. Otherwise it gets a bit unwieldy. So click on your preferred repertory, go back to the search, click A to Z and choose current document only. Then go here and choose symptoms in common and exclusive and go again. So actually, that's because I've still got this set. So that correct now. So I only had the small rubrics selected for Ferrum Mure. So you can see the ones they have in common. Lots of new information thanks to Massimo Mangialavori here. You can see from MGM0, that stands for clinical confirmation from Massimo, which is super helpful. And then the next tab, I've got all the symptoms of Ferrum Mure that do not have Ferrum Phos. Here, Ferrum Phos without Ferrum Mure. And then I can differentiate in case I'm considering which ferrum salt is going to be the best remedy for my case. Okay, clear. Searching for families, you rarely have to do it. It's one of the things I did when I was adding families to synthesis Adonis. See here, Solanaceae. I pull that in to the clipboard. And then I right click on Belladonna, limit to the family. go to the latest kingdom repertory, choose Solanaceae. You can see I've got 3 Solanaceae in that rubric, hence Solanaceae were added to that rubric. And we know that they often have complaints at night from understanding the materia medica. Okay, just going to go back into the search and I'll Madhur Kumar asked me to go slowly. I can go slowly. Type ferrum muriaticum, press enter twice. Type ferrum boss, enter twice. Click here when it turns into a button. Go to the bottom option from the menu. Search in the current document, which is synthesis. Click on the search. Et voila. The first tab has symptoms with both remedies. The second, ferrum mure without ferrum phos. The third, ferrum phos without ferrum mure. Job done. Okay, click on the eraser. Start again. Here you can type a chapter. Sometimes I do that, but to be honest, if I want to search for a chapter, I just add it as a search word. So this is typically a search I would do. So that means generals, touch, ML. Job done. And you can drag that into your clipboard, or if you have this setting applied, take symptoms with one click, you can just click on the symptom and it goes into your clipboard. Job done. Okay, so that's mainly how I use the advanced search. But I typically, for speed, use the simple free search because then you can just type as you go. If you're searching in a repertory, it's really easy. Like sometimes I want to see in my personal chapter because I've added some information in there. And then I can see I've got a theme. This is how I'm working on the thematic repertory at the moment. So anything to do with betrayal, deception, corruption, disgrace, sinned comes up. And all I've done is listed cross references to those rubrics that I want to be in my theme. And then you basically, in the repertory, you've got this take button here, and the shortcut is F6. And I've even assigned it to a button on my mouse. So I just click that button on my mouse, which is F6. And I take all the cross references combined in one rubric, take that to my clipboard, and I've got my theme. Okay. So any of you can make your own themes by adding cross references into your personal chapter. If you have Synthesis Adonis, you have a personal chapter, and you could do the same as what I've done. And we could talk about new themes and collaborate and do interesting, fun things like that if you would like. So, okay. Madavi, how to find thermal modalities like chilly, hot, ambient thermal of a remedy in search or filter. Thank you. Yes, good point. We could actually add some synonyms to make this easier, I think. So in general, you search for the word heat in the generals chapter. So you've got here heat. So someone with flashes of heat would be there. The main rubric for a hot person is heat sensation of. You see here, warm-blooded persons. So if you were to type warm-blooded into your search, you're going to find that as a synonym, and it's going to tell you to go to heat sensation of. So you now know that this is your filter rubric for warm-blooded people. And again, if you click the take and specify the options or F6, you can make this an eliminative rubric, and that makes it a filter in your clipboard. See here? Now only warm-blooded remedies will come through. Okay, and if we want to find chilly people, we can do the same, chilly, and it says heat, lack of vital heat. It's the rubric you want. So if I were to, I'm going to make clipboard 2 active by holding Alt and clicking, and the tick moves. Then if I do F6 and make this eliminative and take, and now if I drag that to another clipboard, see now what I can do is oscillate between the two. So if I hold down Control or Command, depending on whether you're PC or Mac, click a clipboard, it brings that rubric in. There's lack of vital heat. Click the next one. So those are more the warm-blooded people. Those are more the chilly people. Now you see it doesn't change very much because we've got lots of unconfirmed remedies in there. All the ones in plain type are less confirmed. So we can do an interesting trick to remedy that situation. If I go back to my repertory, lack of vital heat. Okay, let's find the chilly people. And what we can do is take the remedies with degrees 2, 3, and 4 and make it eliminative and take it. Now we won't have any of those plain type rubrics. So this is the more confirmed chilly remedies in the repertory, filtering your analysis. So one thing I'd like to draw your attention to is this take a menu. You can get to it from here or from here or by typing F6. And you can really craft what you want each rubric to do. You can change the intensity here. You can eliminate, which is a filter. You can exclude. So you could say, like a polarity type symptom, you could say, I'm going to exclude the chilly people because my patient is hot. Okay. And you can group symptoms here. And you can take cross references. Well, one thing I do sometimes when I want to be really broad, so let's say stomach is the main affinity, and I'm not even going to specify a symptom. I just want to take the whole chapter, stomach. I can just take the remedies of the sub-rubric all in one go. So that now adds every remedy pretty much from the stomach chapter and creates a rubric called stomach, which I find to be a useful technique at times where I want to just have a big, broad affinity. All right. Okay, so who are we up to? Mauricio has been realized the NER rep and the complete rep in RadarOpus. Okay, so yes, we do have a NERS repertory of Herring's guiding symptoms. There it is. Okay, looks like that. And you can, if you want, you can click the shop icon, and that would then, if you type NER, you can see it's there. It's not a lot of money. It adds your VAT at the end, but it's a reasonable price. Okay, for the complete repertory, no, we don't have it. It's not something that Roger van Zandvoort is offering through our platform. Traditionally, there's been, I guess, some competition between synthesis and complete, and there was a time when complete was in Radar 10. It was complete 4.5. So if you'd already bought that, if you were an old Radar user and you'd bought it, then you can still have access to it. You would need to request a support session, and we can give you that access. Okay, but essentially, no, we don't have it. Yeah, I'll show you a cool trick actually while we're here. So any repertory you have open, you can do a search, you can do an easy remedy search. Let's say I want to search for Agnus castus in NERS repertory. Pick it up and pull it onto NERS repertory in your table of contents. And then it extracts everything to do with Agnus castus from NER, which is super useful. And again, you can say NERS repertory follows the grading of Herring's guiding symptoms very closely. So we can find at a glance all the like clinically confirmed symptoms from Herring's guiding symptoms for any remedy using NER, which is very nice functionality. And those of you familiar with the remedy will see that that is very in keeping and makes a lot of sense and is basically a way to draw out all the bold symptoms from Herring's guiding symptoms. Okay, so to show you that again, yes, NER has a lot of it is Herring's guiding symptoms basically. So it's proving and clinical, and it includes a lot of detail because it's a Puritan repertory. So it maintains it's like a materia medica and a repertory combined, maintaining the exact language, and that includes in the brackets the named pathology that the patient came in with and was treated for. So if we look at Nux, drag that on to NER, right click Nux, take out degrees 1 and 2, redo the search, and we can see Nux. And then see agoraphobia. So anything in brackets, puerperalis. See here, it's like a materia medica within a repertory. Spoke of the imperfection of medical knowledge as soon as she saw the physician, and declared it an error that one could not live without her heart. Interesting. Oh, in mania. Okay, there you go. Puerperal mania. Wishes to convince. Delusion of being sick. Complains to her husband, says he wishes to convince her she's sick. Okay. Like a Munchausen by proxy type thing. Lots of useful stuff in here. Very, very interesting. Very difficult to use unless it's in software, it's to be said. But in software, yeah, the other nice thing about NER, you'll see like we look at absent-minded, it's quite small. But then if you use the RadarOpus trick of including all the remedies of the sub-rubrics, you'll get a bigger symptom. So absent-minded from NER becomes 49. So he wasn't one, he didn't copy everything from the sub-rubrics up to the top, like Kent did. So you can do that now. Okay. All right, so we're up to Julek. How to increase or decrease the size of the font. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Right, there's two ways. The first way increases the size globally throughout the program, and you use this zoom in or zoom out. And that, if I open the table of contents, you'll see everything gets bigger or smaller when I do that. The other way, if you use an external mouse, is to hold control and then the middle wheel, scroll wheel of your mouse allows you to do it as well. And then that's like specific to where you're doing that. Okay. So that's generally what I do if I want to make just one thing bigger quickly. It's kind of a bit smarter and a bit faster than doing the zoom in or out. But it only really works well with the middle scroll wheel of an external mouse. If you try and do it with a trackpad, forget about it. It's a bit unwieldy. Okay. All right, Monique, can you show us more about the personal chapter? Yeah, sure. So I'm going to close a few things down here that I'm not using. Synthesis. So click the binoculars. Personal chapter is at the end. So I've got a few different things I've put in there. Um, because the themes is the main thing I've done. So essentially, you can use the editing tools of synthesis to add anything you like, new symptoms, you can add remedies, and you can add cross references to it. So, well, let's see if I can conjure up an example. Um, no, I'm a bit blank now. But basically, I would, you know, this is how I built the thematic repertory by finding anything to do with business or money or avarice or fear of poverty, materialistic, and I add all those rubrics to one theme, and then I can take that with my favorite thing, the F6 take menu, take all the cross references, combine in one rubric, and take. And you see how fast it is. Got 407 rubrics. I don't have to faff around saying, is it avarice, fear of poverty, ailments from business failure? It just all goes in nice and simple. Okay. So basically, to do editing tools, you go up to additions menu and it shows you everything you've got there. So I think you need to have the Diamond Engine to have the full array of additions, editing tools. So here I could add a cross reference. Um, let's go somewhere where it doesn't matter if I muck about. Um, so this is where I've searched for like specific sensations of remedies that are, let's see where they come from. Oh, look, from Alistair Gray's proving of bladder. And then I've added them as like pure materia medica in the synthesis. That's one idea. So let's find a sensation as if. There we go. That's quite a useful thing to do. Um, yeah. So that's the little code you can learn. Ah, didn't like it. There we go. Good at crashing the program when I do these. That's what happens when you stretch it to its limits. Let's see where we're up to with questions. Best practice using the consultation fields and casing. Okay, cool. I could do that. Okay, if just going back to Julek's comment about zooming in or out, I think the if you have a really, really basic version like mini, you will have only one clipboard and it might not include zoom in or out, which I think is a mistake. But it might be that you've just got it deselected from your toolbar. So if you right click on the top toolbar and click on Tools, Toolbar, then it should come back. If you haven't got that there, go to Window and do Zoom in from here. Zoom in or zoom out. So everything you need is accessible from this menu bar, really. Um, so let's start again. Search in breathings. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, look, I already did that one. And that one. And that one. Okay. So this is from Aconite. So if I let's see, do that and then copy symptom text only, something stopped up the left area, and go to my personal chapter, sensations as if, what was it? Stopped up. So find the right place. Then I go to my additions and I want to add a symptom. Then I can paste. Okay, let's do that. So we don't need to have sensation as if because they're all that. Sensation, something stopped up the left ear. Checked. Okay. Adds that rubric. There we go. Then I go back here. I do additions. Add, including source information. It jumps back to the repertory and I go back there. And then it adds that with a link to the proving. So that's one, you can do anything you like in the personal chapter. That's just an example. But if you wanted to, there it is. How can I, if I add the author reference, you can see it's made a link there. But you could make it purely clinical based on your own experience. You could do something from lecture. You could do additions you think should be in the main repertory. Yeah. Like I've made some like web links here to things to do with the anacardiaceae. Little notes. You can be creative. Okay, right. Okay, so we're on to John's question. Best practice using the consultation fields in case taking. Okay. Do you mean the consultation free fields? Um, I've got a good example of what I did with that actually. Um, okay, so if I go to the first consultation there, I think what John's referring to is this thing. And what I have done with this is basically a version of Rajan Sankaran's 8 box method where you organize bits of information. So here, the first box, I can paste things in from the consultation to do with the diagnosis, pathology, etc., etc. In here, I'll put locals and SRPs, generals and modalities. So you can basically, when you click this pencil, you can add titles to these boxes according to what you would like. And then if I go back to the first consultation where I did this, so you can see I then get a really useful like overview of this case. So you can see the main energy is in the kingdom and the source information. So there's a lot of animal tendencies in the patient about abuse, violence, shame, feeling that the hands are tied, want to get free, kick and scream. Jealousy's been a part of my life. I'm a bottomless pit. I need love, love of cats. Don't like seeing animals eating other animals, etc. So you can just copy and paste anything from the consultation notes into these boxes and organize your case. That's the main way that I use the free fields. I have to say I've fallen out of the habit, but it is a useful thing to have that there. So you would just do copy, open it up, add it in, save. And when I open it again and go to the next consultation, it's in there. So yeah, I'm gonna start using that again because that is helpful. It's a bit like this trick where you click where you've like added intensity to a symptom and then you click the 4 and it just brings it all out for you. And then you can even like copy, stuff from here and put it into your free fields. Copy, free fields, save. And it gets rid of all the additional, see? So it's a way of drawing out information and organizing it. So I hope that helps, John. Okay, Madavi. I do not have synthesis honest. Then how can I search this thermal modalities? Please a guide. Okay. So as long as you're using version 3, you've got the you can search for the synonyms, which are the empty rubrics. Let's just delete a few things again. So let's get rid of everything here. So, Madhavi, are you using synthesis treasure? I guess. So I'll open that. And yeah, in version 3, it includes the synonyms. See in here in Treasure Edition. So you just type warm-blooded and search in the current document, and you've got it there. You get a heat sensation of job done. Okay. Madhur Kumar. Is there a smarter way to isolate symptoms with Kunsley's dot? No, unfortunately not. Sorry. Okay, next. I found confusing that under the family drugs, there are remedies like canium and hydrastis. Maybe there is a second or better way of filtering. Well, canium, yeah, I guess because it's has such a strong pharmacology. Let's see. Well, codeine, canium. What's that then? I guess that there's different classes of drugs. So they could be more like organized for sure. If you would like to help with that, you're more than welcome to. I basically used Peter Fraser's book on drug remedies as a guide when I put that together. And yeah, so it's based on that. But yeah, you could split them up so you have like entheogen as a group or amphetamine as a group or that kind of thing. Uh, to be fair, you could do it yourself quite easily now. As long as if you've bought the Create and Analyze bundle, you can make your own repertory. This is mine, and you can put anything you like in there. So you could add drug remedies, different groups, um, and it's pretty fast because um, compared to working in synthesis, you've got a big kind of index to work with and lots of languages. In here, it's like a blank slate. So adding rubrics and remedies to your personal repertory is very easy, actually, and quick. So yeah, but I know that I'm dodging your question. I can't remember exactly why it is like that. Okay. Okay, Shulek, we sorted that. Ah, Madhu, how do I make my icons small to give more screen space? Yes, so go to Tools, click Options, or if you're on a Mac, press Command, comma, then go to Interface, and then remove the tick from Show Text under Icon. And then next time you restart the program, all the titles will be gone and your toolbar will take up less space. Okay, and Julia, are bookmarks and personal chapter the same? No, they are different actually. So bookmarks, if I click here, it will show me the list of my bookmarks that I made. So one of the ways I use them is as shortcuts. So if I want to go straight to the ailments from in Adonis, I can click there, or go to Murphy's clinical chapter, or open Yazgo's dictionary, or Murphy's Bell's palsy. Okay, so just certain rubrics I might use frequently. I can put them as bookmarks and use them like shortcuts. Some interesting ones I found in Suggester as a nose repertory. And if you use these a lot, you can see how I've put like numbers to kind of move them to the top. So if I press like the number, if I click here and press the number two, it will show me all the twos, all the fours, all the fives, six, seven, eight, essentially. Mine's gotten a bit disorganized, I must admit. But like here, I've got Yakir's repertory. And when I click on the bookmark, like I've added a bunch of texts that I quoted from a website that was about Ericsson's um, description of those ages. So when you make a bookmark, you can make it like an information note as well. Um, the other thing you can do is just like when when you're researching, teaching a remedy, you can find different specific parts of the remedy and jump straight to that part, that materia medica, the part that you want to teach. So essentially, to make a bookmark anywhere, whether it's materia medica or a repertory, you right click and then you click bookmarks and you add the bookmark. And there's already one there. So I do one here, right click, add a bookmark, give it a name. So we're doing UFO Group Master, MTF, Children, Client, Save. And you see it comes up here in my list. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the ways I've used it to prepare particular quotes from Materia Medica, to make shortcuts to repertories. Yeah, so there we go. What's in there? So that is bookmarks or shortcuts. The personal repertory, personal chapter is for you to play around with adding useful things in synthesis. I would say the most useful thing that I have done is to add cross references and make themes. Okay, Julek, can you show again how in NERS repertory I look up Agnes but in intensity 2 to 4? Yeah. So first step, click on the repertories icon, open that table of contents there, and open bearings guiding symptoms there. You don't have to click this little arrow. Um, it's just a habit that I got into because I think it looks nice. But then you find any remedy from here and you drag it onto the repertory. Here, repertory of Herring's guiding symptoms. Okay, those are my results. Oops. Then you right click the remedy name, which is the way that you get the remedy extraction window up in the simple search. Then you remove degree 1, press OK, BD the search. Then you've just got the symptoms degrees 2 to 4, that remedy. Then if you do Control A, pull them all into a clipboard, open the clipboard, right click, sort by ascending homeopathic order, Control A, select all, right click, copy symptom text only, open Microsoft Word. Okay. Word, new file. No, Ah, there we go. And then we've got, we can easily copy and paste everything we found there. Okay. Okay, I reckon everyone's minds are saturated now. No more questions. Um, if you do have a burning question, there's a little more time still, so you're welcome to ask. Um, if not, no worries. Okay, stop share. Okay, Lisa, can you repeat what the last question was for the search? Yeah. Um, do you mean searching for a remedy in NERS repertory? Oh, dragging it over. Sure, 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 sure. So I'm going to right click, clear the clipboard, clear the search. See, I've got NERS repertory open. So click so you open the table of contents just to make sure this is NERS repertory here. See any remedy you like from the repertory. So let's do listen. Drag it across, click, hold, drag, put it anywhere on the chapters or on the name. Then we've got listen. So there's two main things you can do when you right click. One is to change the degrees that you see to see the confirmed symptoms there of listen from Harry's guiding symptoms, or show the single drug rubrics. So I put degree 1 back in like that. Click this option here and do less than or equals to 1. Do the search again and then find all of the strange, rare, and peculiar symptoms for listen. But yeah, you could do it in any repertory. You could open Patak's concise repertory and then go across China and do a search in Fatak's concise and do the same thing. Find the single drug rubrics on Fatak. Ah, I see what you mean. You want to see how to drag them all to the clipboard. All right, let's do that here. So Control A is select all generally in computer life or Command A on a Mac. So you can do that here. You've got your list of symptoms you want to copy. You can do right click or Control A to select all, then drag to a clipboard, any clipboard, click to open, right click, sort ascending order. So they're back in the correct order. That step should really be automated. We need to sort that out. Then Control A again, and then Control Shift C or right click and copy symptom text. Open Microsoft Word, Control V, and then we've got China. For example, didn't know this thing about cherries, craving cherries, hmm. Craving delicacies and dainties of sexual desire. Hmm. Did not know that either. Jaundice from lost fluids, yeah, sure. Yeah, spleen. Okay. Lisa, does that cover your question now? Mm, yeah. And there was a second. Yeah, you can do it with any remedy, any repertory, um, even Materia Medica. You can put it onto a clipboard and then copy and paste from there into Microsoft Word or any text editor. Okay, quick key to change windows within the program. So yeah, there are quick keys. Basically shortcuts lists you can look at from the help menu. Here's some ones for you. So Control 1 will open your repertories table of contents. Control 2 will open your Materia Medica. Control 3 opens your patients. Control 4. If you use a Mac, it's Command 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll open your remedies. 5, open your families. Control 6, open your clipboards. So you can move quite quickly like that. In terms of the content you're seeing over here, Alt 1 jumps to the repertory. Alt 2 jumps to your Materia Medica. Alt 3 jumps to your patient. So Alt 1 repertory, Alt 3 patient, Alt 2 Materia Medica. F4 search, F5 advanced search, F8 analysis, F2 navigation window. So Alt 1 synthesis, F2 navigation window, enter vision, etc. F5 search, enter a remedy, enter search on all repertories. And then Alt 3 back to the patient, etc. Yeah, Alt 1 takes you back to your repertory. That's a useful one to remember. Um, I do use that quite a lot. And then if you know, on my mouse, I can assign different keyboard shortcuts to keys. So if I do, I've got a key that just opens, sorry, a mouse button that I've assigned to open the search window, which is the same as pressing 4, for example. So yeah, um, I don't know. Once you've mastered stuff like that, you're gonna love using the program, to be honest. It was the first thing I did when I started using it was to look at this shortcuts list and learn that. Print that out, have it on your desk. You're gonna love it if you absorb all of that and even learn just some of these shortcuts. You're gonna be really enjoying the program a lot more. Okay, and that's my aim. Try and make it fun and easy because that's what it is for me. All right. So good. I'll see you at the next one. No worries. When's the next one? Might as well check now. You can Sarah will email you to confirm. I think it's a little gap now because it's Christmas. We don't want to do one on